I can't stand liars, and you can't talk to a person in total, complete denial. They will always be in denial. It's awful. That all abusers, they're totally insane. And they make their victim out to be insane. That's every last one of them. How many movies portray this? I mean, Mr. Bobbitt made Lorraine Bobbitt out to be crazy, right? And my worst abuser thinks Mr. Bobbitt was a saint, and Lorraine Bobbitt made it all up. He's delusional. He didn't even hear her side. Oh, she's lying. She's a liar. And he says it violently, too. Like, why would you say that violently? She's a liar. Why? How do you know? You weren't there. Yeah, I mean, it's all hearsay, but I believe Lorraine Bobbitt. Okay. And Lorraine Bobbitt should have been taken out of that situation. The 4th year at least. But let's just say, the least amount to pay for a poor victim being attacked almost every day. I'm sure she was attacked every day. If anything, like a really, really rude comment. You useless whore. You're nothing. I mean, if he didn't say anything to her that day, that's an insult. And that's an attack. So I'm saying every day. Okay? So, for her to put up with his violent, vicious, verbal attacks along with physical attacks for a year, give her at least $5,000. Okay? But then she had children to take care of. Give her another $5,000. Because she has children to take care of, right? She should have got out of that in 1 year. At least give her $10,000 from the state, and Mr. Bobbitt has to pay at least $1,100 for the paperwork and for the police to do their job. I mean, that's the least amount. I never got anything. So I'm just saying that's what should be done with all domestic violence. Whether it be a parent to the child, the mate. There are a few women that are violent to their husbands. It should be done that way. But the problem is, the victim doesn't have any resources. They can't record their abuser attacking them because their abuser will never ever give them a recording device of any kind. You never ever have any witnesses, because the witnesses don't want to have anything to do with it. Oh my God. It's just awful to be a victim. It's awful. There's no one out there at all. So, it's wrong. Okay, another way that my worst abuser was way delusional is with the Matilda movie. He thought it was awful what she did to her parents. And, that movie was just so awful movie. What she did to her dad. Okay, so he doesn't even know what abuse is. Even though it's a comedy, it was sad, but it was done comically. It was a great movie. Really showing the violence in this world, but it was done in the movie. I mean, I felt like I was like the little girl with the red pigtails with the principal of that movie. Okay. Being swung and thrown into and maybe she'd hit rocks with the flowers. But she came out okay, and then she puts him in the dungeon. I mean, even though it's a movie all made up, that's what really happens in the real world with vulnerable victims all the time. and nothing's done about it. So he hated that movie. That makes him delusional. He thinks that Michael Jackson is innocent. Late Michael Jackson is innocent. But whatever. That, oh, well, the Himalayan kid maybe said that never happened. Well, what about the same celebrity, I think his name was Jordan, was paid $20 million to the parent for him abusing that child, that black child. What about that? He won't accept it. He's in complete denial. Oh, no. No. Michael Jackson, they just wanted his money. No, Michael Jackson wouldn't give out like a little over $1 million to how many kids, and then a celebrity kid, I never knew that. So that is proof right there. And he's on the abuser's side. That's how you can catch someone with all their lies of being very, very delusional. I mean, you just you cannot trust his perspective. His viewpoint is very skewed. And it's just awful. All I wanted him to admit was, his mom was super violent to him. So, unfortunately, when I lived with him, he treated me the exact same way that his mom treated him. Like, I have intuition. Like, where did he get this at? His mom was that violent to him. Couldn't touch a dish, couldn't do a dish correctly, couldn't put them back in the rack correctly, couldn't do anything right, burnt everything on the stove, couldn't even touch the refrigerator, couldn't do anything at all. I picked this up. Oh, your mom was abusive in religion. I said the same thing about my late James Lester's parent. He attacked me viciously, and I just said to him, like, stop it with your dad's demons. And I would say the same with him. Stop it with your mom's demons. Like, but they can't accept doing anything wrong, ever. They are in complete denial. That's why years and years and years ago, before 2012, I came up with the delusional, denying, demonized death disease, and the counselor I saw at the time said, wow, that's pretty good. I'm going to write that down. What was that? Delusional, denying, demonized death disease. I really like that. That's cool. Because all of my insane abusers were all way delusional in their denial, with all their demons that blind them, that cause they made their victims insane by making them want to die with death. They're delusional with all their denials, with their blinding demons causing death, making their victims more dis-at-eased than anyone could ever even imagine. And, if you're targeted by one abuser, okay, that was my dead husband, I can say that, because he's dead. And I was. And what did I do wrong? What did I ever do wrong? But I was a lady that should never have been born, except for now I'm trying to make it the best I can. I mean, I met a what did I say? Loser, user, abuser the other day. I met him over a month ago. And I believed all his stories. And now I realize, wow, that was a total lie, that you lost $150 and his cell phone. They were like, he never had a cell phone. He's always asking what time it is. That proves he never had a cell phone. No, he lied about that. Sure, he lied about $150. He just lies and just scams everybody out of money. Oh yeah, I have money. I'll pay you back. I got your back. Yeah. So I talked to his people that know him. But I didn't know that. And I'm too nice of a person. And people can see that in me, and then it doesn't pay to be nice. But it does pay to be nice to the right people. And unfortunately, in my life, I never knew the right people, except I met a few, which was One in a Million Ladies, late Susan Chappelle, 2010. That would be a few homeless ladies. And I met a few homeless guys and ladies that were, and a few people that's around me. There's a few very, very nice people. But, I just, when you're poor, you have no resources, no anything to help you out. And I just wish that my worst abuser would just admit to the awful things that he did. Like, how hard is that? What did I do except try to survive my entire life? What's your job? Survival. And, I really needed a ride today, but I can't rely, I could never rely on that. Because, one time he almost left me stranded, and he screamed at me violently, get out of the car, I'm dialing 911. Just to play a game. All games. Like, please, just be real. Like, how, unreal. Just can't admit to one real thing. But if they admit, it's very general. Yeah, I know you had it real hard. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I'm really, 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 really sorry. I'm so sorry. What the hell is that? I'm so sorry. What are you sorry about? Oh yeah, I'm the bad guy. Okay, you won. That's not admitting to anything, because then they go right back. They'll say something that might be a little bit promising, right? How are you the bad guy? Now they turn it around and twist it to it's all your fault. Look how awful you were to your family, and you did everything wrong. And well, if you would have acted appropriately, then you would have been treated appropriately. That doesn't work with insane abusers. It doesn't work that way at all with insane abusers. Insane abusers are totally nuts, and they will never ever admit to their wrong. It's just so aggravating, and then when you have no money, then which I never did. Like, yeah, all I have ever lived in was hell. I don't know why, people can't, see that Earth is hell. The Holocaust was hell. Vietnam, I'm sure, was hell. I don't know that much about Vietnam, but, yeah, that's hell. There's so much hell on this planet. Every day that you don't know about. No one would have known about the Turpins unless, I guess her name's Jordan, that got out of that house when she was 17 years old. They could have easily died in the House of Horrors, all 13 of them. Easily. She could have jumped out of the house. The parent could have picked up on it and came after her with a weapon, destroyed her, and hey, yeah, I don't know, just kill the rest of them. Nobody would have known. Would have left the house. What happened to all these kids? Where did these people come from? They're not even registered. What? So, it's, I'm beating my head with a bat, trying to communicate with a person in denial. They'll never ever admit to their denial, but they slightly do. Oh, I'm a bad guy. That you win. I'm the bad guy. What does that mean? That's so general. What? Are you the bad guy because you ride the bad car? And you dish out your money to your bad because you dish out your money to the bad person? How are you bad? That's so general. That doesn't even say anything. And then the person will say, oh, they're bad because of what they did to me. And then they turn it around right away. Oh, you're awful. Oh, you're the worst person I ever met in my life. Oh, you just... And it never ends. The hell never ever ends. There's too many insane abusers out there. And I call them appropriately insane, angry, attacking. They're insane with their anger, attacking you, abusing you, condemning you, belittling you, brainwashing you, manipulating you with all their lies. They brainwash you by manipulative lies. And people call them narcissists. They're just insane abusers. And they never change. There was a girl at the mission that I lost in contact with. Her husband was totally awful to her. And she had 2 little kids. And it's just so sad that she did nothing wrong. And he was hitting her, and he abused the kids, but he got the kids. And it's just awful. This world's so awful. This world gives the victim over to the abuser. Time and time again. It's just overlooked. It just doesn't matter. And it really does matter. And it makes me cry. Why? I really loved watching that video with Hoda and Jamie Lee Curtis. Wow. Saying how awful Kanye West was. Twittering the DEFCON 3 for the Jewish people on a Jewish holiday. Whatever they were celebrating that day.